What's going on, y'all? Jimmy McNamara. I just saw Justice League. Spoilers, by the way. I don't think I'm gonna do any more non-spoiler reviews since I can just feel like yammering on about the movie and don't want to watch what I say. But I assume I'm putting it in the title, but I can't tell the future. So if I did not, I'm letting you know now. Spoilers incoming. Now, Justice League. Judging from the early reactions that I talked about in the show with no name, the general consensus is that it's fun, but it has its problems. I would fall right in line with that. I thought the fun outweighed the problems. If you put it on a checklist, right, and you went heroes, villains, plot, dialogue, etc., 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 it might not check half the boxes. I'm gonna say it does, but it may not. But still, that's not how I judge a movie. I judge it by, did I have a good time for the 2 hours or 3 hours I was in there? And I most certainly did for Justice League. That's one of the ways I judge it. And the other way I judge it is, none of the characters bothered me. Certain interactions bothered me. Not with our heroes, but this has to do with power levels. And I'll get to that in a second. If you enjoyed Suicide Squad, you're going to love this movie. If you... it's hard to compare it to Man of Steel and BBS. It's such a different tone, a different shift. I suspect that some people who were out there saying, I wish DC was lighter, will come out of this one saying, not that light. That was a little too far in that direction. Like maybe adjusting a TV. It's like, it's too whatever. And you're like, turn that on. I enjoyed it. But the director change definitely became noticeable in some of the scenes, particularly when you have two characters alone or one character by himself. You just go, oh, yeah. I feel like some of the comedy added worked. The Flash, who comes across occasionally cringy in the trailers and TV spots, he does. Sorry, he just did. Oh, your symbol. Oh, that's your symbol. I need friends. I thought it worked in the movie. It worked to the T. But at certain points, like for example, when Superman flings Batman, and he's, oh, I am bleeding. You get it. For the most part, I thought it worked. I figured there might be some tone issues once Joss and Zach switched places, so to speak. Shame about having this Zach's child. And sometimes the tonal difference is very, very resonant. That Batman thing is one of them. Sometimes when like the Flash will like do something, he like land at one woman's bosom. What? Oh, Zach. Oh, it's probably not Zach. It's probably what's his face. Now, the things that didn't work, the villain, Steppenwolf, which they kind of covered for if you're a DC comic book fan, and the plot is thin. Like, even for a comic book movie, it's pretty thin. What does he want? Mother boxes. Okay. What about our heroes? They're all down, pretty much. Oh. So what's left to do? Superman. Oh. Alright. Let's do that. Now, speaking of Steppenwolf, from the first half of this movie, when he appears on screen, you go, oh, okay. Yeah. He comes in, he's got his axe, he is laying waste to everything and everybody. The Amazons can't do anything. Atlantis can't do nothing. Which is, by the way, Atlantis, very sparsely populated. For an underwater kingdom, you'd think there'd be more people. And for the most part, the Justice League, pre-Superman, can't do much. Wonder Woman is kind of holding her own, but you'd say Steppenwolf is getting the better of her. She's doing all right, but he's got her. So that's the first half of the movie. Then we get to the second half. Once Superman comes back. By the way, a lot of people talked about Henry Cavill's mustache. I didn't notice it. The CGI wasn't apparent to me. Only when he flies out at first, right? And he's kind of staring. It just looks weird. Like, his body's not standing normally. Like, okay, that's CGI. And then when he turns around, it looks kind of weird. But after that, I didn't notice much at all. So, Once Superman comes back, by the way, that scene where Superman fights the Justice League, fights, and by fights, I mean, ass fucks the Justice League. I'm not a big Superman fan, despite the shirt. The shirt's just clean as hell. But whenever he gets to let loose, even a little bit, and show, no, you're here. I'm up there somewhere. This is not a fair fight. It's thoroughly enjoyable. He washed everybody. Here comes Wonder Woman. Here comes Cyborg. Aquaman. Flash. Oh, when the Flash is running at full speed, and Superman just kind of turns and sees him, the Flash's face, first of all, is fantastic. Superman's evil smirk he had is kind of fantastic. But at least he had the Flash dodge his punches. Like, I'm still that much faster than you where you're not going to get that one up on me. And then, like, he tried to hit him and it just bounced off. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Then he grabs a hold of Batman and delivers two fantastic lines. First is, you won't let me live, you won't let me die, which felt very Chris Terrio to me. And then, do you bleed? Which I had been saying for weeks after I heard it in the teaser trailer. Just telling everybody I could, do you bleed? Do you bleed? You will. You will. Yeah, here we get into like a power levels thing. Okay, so Superman is stronger than Justice League. Wonder Woman did okay, and the Flash did alright. But for the most part, we understand Superman is Superman, and that is that. That is that. I wonder if that is going to be Batman's, which may be Jake Gyllenhaal at this point, Batman's reasoning for why he has to come up with contingency plans, particularly for Superman. Because if the Justice League as a unit, granted, they weren't really working together, but as a unit can't touch him, what if he goes crazy? Like, legitimately. Then what? He wasn't even bloodlusting here. He was just not playing around with you. Like, get away from me. But he could have killed Batman. He could have killed all of them. That might be Batman's reasoning for, alright, in case Superman. Alright, he's not a bad guy. I was wrong. I shouldn't kill him. But I gotta find a way. If things go down, I gotta stop this mofo. And I gotta stop him immediately. Now, but that leads me to another problem. Not with the movie. I don't think most people cared about. Well, yeah, it is. Because once Superman is Superman again, the movie's over. Like, they didn't come up with any goofy plot device as to why Superman couldn't do anything in Steppenwolf. They didn't come up with any, like on superhero shows, like The Flash. Why does The Flash just snap all these people up and get them out of here, right? There's even no need for this villain. Just grab them, right? They didn't do it with Justice League. Superman came back. Why doesn't Superman just beat these people up and leave? That's what he did. He beat these people up, and the movie was over. Why doesn't Superman just save all these civilians? Flies away, saves a building full of civilians, comes back, beats up Steppenwolf. Oh, okay, well. There goes that. Now, how they cover this, if you're a comic book fan, how did Superman just smash one of the new gods like that? Like, when I say, most of you have seen it, but maybe you're not quite remembering. Steppenwolf doesn't land a hit. He doesn't touch Superman at all. Superman punches him at will. Superman is making quips as he's beating up a god. That's the thing. He's not a new god, apparently. He's just Darkseid's general. In fact, he says, once I do this, I will join the pantheon of the new gods. So, apparently he's not one of the new gods just yet. I don't know how many there are. We know there's Darkseid. He better be. We know there's Darkseid, and I assume there's some of the new Genesis new gods. Maybe Granny Goodness, maybe Desaad. I don't know who else you could do. Or maybe Darkseid is the only new god. Evil new god. Essentially two halves of this movie. There's pre-Superman, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and then it's post-Superman, which I enjoyed Superman, but the rest of them kind of become irrelevant at that point. Are we all here? I think Superman's got this. Aquaman was good. Wonder Woman was good. Her and Bruce are fantastic together. Not as a couple, though I wouldn't mind that in particular. But their banter as teammates. Bruce has this like weird kind of crush on her. Not weird. I mean, but he's got a crush on her. He doesn't quite know how to process. Like I said, Flash is good. Cyborg, who I thought was going to be the worst part of this movie, or at least the most boring, he did a really good job. Now, the post-credit scene is very interesting. Not with the Flash and Superman. That was good and fun for those of you who knew what was going on. But by the way the Flash runs looks really cool. Like I don't say from behind, but from the front he looks ridiculous. It's like an ice skater. But the post-credit scene. For those of you who left after the first one, you might have. I'll spoil it for you, so beat it if you don't want to know. You're going to go see it again. If not, here's what happens. They're in Arkham Asylum. They're going to Luthor's cage, his cell. Luthor, it's time for lunch. Wipe your booty hole off. Get out here, right? Turns around, it's not Lex. In fact, Deathstroke is on a boat. Yes, Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, is on a boat. He's going to some gigantic yacht in the middle of the, I don't know where that is, French Riviera. Gets on it, and Lex Luthor's there, chilling in a suit. By the way, those of you who hated Jesse Eisenberg and BVS, which I was among them, right? He's doing none of that here. Granted, it was only like 30 seconds, but he's doing none of that. He's just talking. He still talks like Jesse Eisenberg, but without those weird quips, and he's just laying it down. Not quite Luthor, but we're getting there, and I loved it. And he looks like him with the suit and the bald head. And he basically tells Deathstroke, Superman has got his own crew now. We should have a crew of our own. What? Legion of Doom. By the way, that is my favorite part of the Morrison book. Well, it's not my favorite part. It's not ridiculous. But it's one of my favorite parts in the GLA run he had. Best GLA run ever. Where he says, I didn't really care about the Justice League until they brought in Superman. That is a direct response. That is a direct overture to me. And he starts the Injustice League. I don't think they call him Legion of Doom. Maybe I call him the Injustice League. Or the Injustice Gang in that book. I forget. I haven't read it in a while. But we have, like I said, we have a problem now. Because we've already established that Darkseid's general can't touch him. Can't touch Superman. Who are you going to get that can touch Superman? Doomsday is gone. Right? There's no Bizarro. There's no more Kryptonite, though that might be the way to do it. Which is that Luthor, that whole plan BVS, right? That whole plan BVS, where he had Batman steal it. And I still think it's part of his plan. That he might have used it, but Batman steals it, great, that works too. Batman steals part of Kryptonite. Was not all the Kryptonite. In fact, he didn't reveal all the Kryptonite he had. There's a whole bunch of Kryptonite under there. Or, he's got like ideas on where several stashes of Kryptonite are from that alien ship or whatever. Because if not, then this movie is all over in 10 seconds. Here comes Deathstroke, Superman throws him into space. Here comes this guy. Now, I must say, I know I'm rambling. There's just so much, and I've only seen it once, obviously. It's such a distinct change of pace. So much is up in the air that it just feels like it was almost the start of something. Like, it wasn't the 5th movie. It was the first of this new thing. First thing you gotta do is you get... I gotta be honest. There were so many more parts of BVS that I enjoyed. Particularly Batman. I much prefer Batman and BVS to this Batman. It's not much different, but some of the jokes, I think I would get rid of all of Batman's clips. The rest of them are okay, outside of Superman's, is this man bothering you? Which worked if it wasn't a Steppenwolf. Like, he was just killing people. Badassedly. And now Superman's like making fun of him. What can the Injustice League do? You need Darkseid. So maybe they could do Rock of Ages, where Lex has this plan that's interrupted by essentially a alternative reality trip to Apocalypse. And then you come back and you finish the story. That's a way simplification of it. But trust me, it is one of the greatest things ever. Rock of Ages. Morrison. Look it up. Yeah, Justice League's got to find its tone. DCU's got to find its tone. The Wonder Woman's like perfectly toned. It's clearly not. We're not taking ourselves super duper seriously, but it's serious. It's not BVS serious. We're here. People aren't having an awful time all the time. We're in this region here, right? Justice League felt like, again, the second half. The first half, where Batman's fighting the parademons, and then he's bringing a team together, and Steppenwolf is smashing people. And then it just kind of falls off the rails. Now, a lot of that's going to happen when you have two directors. But, hey. So Justice League's got to find its tone. We don't want to be BVS. We don't want to quite be, in my opinion, obviously, all this is my opinion. We're Justice League's over here. Somewhere here, Wonder Woman, range, maybe even Man of Steel, which is still a little dark. But that whole range is fine to me. So yeah, that was me yammering on about Justice League. What did you think? Did you see it? Did you think it was amazing? Did you think it was a steaming pile of garbage? Did you see the good and the bad? What are your thoughts on the DCEU's future with amazing-looking Lex Luthor? With amazing-looking Deathstroke? With a Superman? It's amazing. We got a real-life Thor at the end of Ragnarok, and now we got a Superman at the end of Justice League. I'll talk more about Thor later. Anyway, put your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Unless something went horribly wrong, you should see your name here somewhere in the roll call. Also, the podcast starts on November the 6th, talking a whole bunch of nonsense about a whole bunch of nonsense. And for those requests, they should be coming shortly.